What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Only One KDB, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we got 10 one-night only WWE wrestler looks. Now, if y'all new to the channel, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so you can get notified when I drop another banger. We ain't do a wrestling video, it feel like, in a long time. But shout out to WrestleMania. Let's get to it, man.
Very unique Lana wear and a new haircut for handsome Rusev.
Looks are perhaps more important to the career of a professional wrestler than the actual wrestling itself, but there's long been a real variable quality throughout the industry between what is considered an iconic look. Some opt for a more traditional look, such as Stone Cold Steve Austin making a living out of wearing plain black trunks, while others are a little bit more flamboyant in their appearance, such as Ric Flair's assortment of robes. Sometimes, however, a wrestler will gamble on a regrettable new look, such as a new hairstyle or ring attire, before quickly realizing the error of their ways. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 one-time only WWE wrestler looks. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Number 10. Shawn Michaels in his brown trousers. Unquestionably, pro wrestling's most infamously repugnant change of appearance was the brown tights worn by Shawn Michaels at the Survivor Series 2002, as they were legitimately crap. Not just the color of crap, they were just crap. Marking just his second match back after having suffered a career-threatening back injury, Michaels adorned the turd-like tights for, of all matches, the inaugural Elimination Chamber match, which was also to see the Heartbreak Kid win the World Heavyweight Championship from Triple H. Coupled with a bob haircut that resulted in Shawn being compared to the nerdy girl at the school disco, it's unanimous amongst wrestling fans that the look was absolutely revolting, and certainly not what they had come to expect of Shawn Michaels' wardrobe. It was unanimous too backstage. Triple H is said to have laughed in his friend's face despite his own questionable fashion choices throughout the years, while Stephanie McMahon told HBK to his face that he looked like a giant turd. Like, damn, Steph. Writing in his 2006 autobiography, Heartbreak and Triumph, The Shawn Michaels Story, Shawn claimed that he wanted to wear earth-colored tights to reflect his born-again Christianity. But having made the request to WWE's in-house seamstress too late, he was left to wear what would look like a pair of tights that had been soiled by a feral toddler. Thank goodness those trunks never made an appearance ever again, and slowly but surely, Shawn went back to his old flamboyant style. Number 9. A cursed look for Hulk Hogan. Some people suit facial hair so well that when they shave it all off, they're left looking like a poor man's impersonation of themselves, but others, they look cursed. It was the latter of those descriptions that applied to Hulk Hogan in late '95, as the then WCW World Heavyweight Champion went facially bald ahead of his Halloween Havoc main event with the Giant. The belief is that Hogan was obligated to shave it all off due to an upcoming movie audition, as he later starred in 1996 film Santa with Muscles without his trademark bleach blonde goatee. To explain the sudden evaporation of Hulk's facial hair on television, however, WCW worked it into a storyline as during the October 2nd episode of Nitro, Kevin Sullivan gave Hogan a clean shave free of charge. It was a look that left Hulk looking tremendously strange, and was one that he thankfully never went back to. Much to the chagrin of the Hulkster, many Reddit users have found great humor in his bizarre new look. One user joked that without his trademark blonde goatee, he lost the ability to end every sentence with the word brother. Number 8. The Undertaker grows out his beard. Like Hulk Hogan, it's impossible to picture The Undertaker without his signature facial hair. For much of his career, the dead man has sported a goatee that covered his chin and top lip.
Bro, fun fact, I used to be scared to death of The Undertaker game. When I first started watching wrestling in like '08, whenever The Undertaker music would come on, like when you can tell because you would hear that the bell like ding, and then the lights would go off, I would literally dead ass run out the rim or even like cover my ears. I could not. He wound up being one of my favorite wrestlers, if not my favorite wrestler of all time. But when I first got introduced to wrestling, I did not like bro at all. I did ask though he was like that in real life. Like he played this character so well, I thought this was the real him. I swear I did. Boy, he was so goddamn scary.
But 2005, he decided to grow it out to a full beard. Written off television at the No Mercy pay-per-view after being supposedly set ablaze in a casket by Randy Orton and Cowboy Bob Orton, he returned at the end of the following month's Survivor Series, confronting the Legend Killer. Emerging from a burning casket at the top of the ramp, Taker was now fully bearded.
Bro, Undertaker really loved the shit out this shit, bro. You can't tell me, you can't convince nobody that he didn't love wrestling in the WWE company. The man was in a burning casket, my nigga. He was dead ass in a burning casket. He used to do all kind of stunts and shit. that would be dangerous to the average person. He didn't give a damn. He just did it for the love of the game. So shout out to the Undertaker, man, for being a great sport. He didn't care. All he wanted to do was impress Vince McMahon. And I ain't gonna say impress, but yeah, he did want to impress Vince McMahon, but he just wanted to do anything for the company. And if that means coming from a burning casket, then so be it. So shout out to Undertaker, man.
Debuting a look that went extremely hard. However, it didn't last long at all. He maintained the longer facial hair throughout the rest of his feud with the Orton family, including for his and Randy Orton's Hell in a Cell match at Armageddon. But come the Royal Rumble and his brief rivalry against Kurt Angle, The Undertaker returned to his original short goatee, which was a damn shame. Number 7, John Cena before he discovered jorts. Though as much as fans used to hate the sight of them, there's no debating that the denim shorts worn by John Cena and affectionately referred to as jorts are among the most iconic attires in wrestling history, as they were certainly a step up from his original attire of colourful biker shorts anyway. However, Cena's first foray into the world of denim actually saw him wear a longer pair of slacks, as during his Royal Rumble debut at the 2003 match, he wore full-length jeans and traditional wrestling boots for his 19-minute stint. It was such a peculiar look for the man we so closely picture with his calves on show, and thankfully wasn't one that lasted any lengthy period of time. Seriously, this was perhaps the weirdest look of the lot. It would be like if Seth Rollins rocked up to Raw wearing plain black trunks rather than, well, practically anything from his modern wardrobe that's bursting with color. Simply put, it didn't look right. Number 6, Randy Orton grows a mustache. Randy Orton has never been one to experiment with his appearance in terms of changing his ring gear, but he has experimented with his facial appearance from time to time. Most notably, he turned back the clock in 2012 when he returned to television with a full head of hair, leaving fans reminiscing on his rookie years in the company when he was a member of Evolution. In 2021, however, Orton returned following a short absence with a spot of facial hair. He'd grown out his mustache and added a soul patch for good measure, and while it wasn't a bad look for him per se, it certainly wasn't a look that fans were used to seeing. Injury put him out of action for 18 months. By the time he returned at Survivor Series War Games in 2023, he had gone back to his 2009 days with a fully shaven head and face. That's the Viper we always love to see, right? Number 5, Kurt Angle looks deranged in TNA. A shaved bald after losing a hair versus hair match to Edge in 2002's Judgment Day pay-per-view, Kurt Angle has, for the most part, maintained a clean-shaven appearance for over 2 decades. But there was a short while in TNA when the Olympic gold medalist started to grow out both his head and facial hair. Coming in 2011 during his chase of and winning his 5th TNA World Championship, Angle regrettably looked demented as his facial expressions with a strange new look were doing him no favors. He had slightly grown out his beard earlier in his TNA tenure while he was the godfather of the Main Event Mafia, but never to such an extent that he appeared physically unkempt. Mercifully, Kurt had reverted back to the fully bald look by the end of the year, and has never again attempted to grow a beard or a full head of hair, at least not when he's appeared before a live audience. Number 4, CM Punk bleaches his hair. Although modern wrestling fans may only be familiar with CM Punk sporting darker hair, those who followed his earlier years in the industry will be aware of Punk having previously bleached his hair blonde. He maintained this color during his career-shaping stint with Ring of Honor, but brazenly, he attempted to bring it back in 2010 when he was leading the Straight Edge Society in WWE. It's something of an unwritten rule that any WWE superstar who wishes to alter their appearance must go through the appropriate clearances, as they will need to have updated promotional photos taken, while external projects like their inclusion in that year's video game will require new full body scans. Clearly, CM Punk didn't get his newly bleached hair approved, and this reportedly resulted in all hell breaking loose with him and Vince McMahon, as he revealed during a 2025 appearance on GQ's Actually Me. I did bleach my hair one time in the middle of a run I was on in the Straight Edge Society, and all hell broke loose. It turned into a big thing where Vince McMahon was very upset with me and demanded I dye my hair back, and I refused to do it. It turned into a thing. And the look never made it to WWE programming, but there are pictures available online of CM Punk sporting the brief change of appearance during a live event. Number 3, Dolph Ziggler goes brunette. And 2011 was something of a remarkable year for Dolph Ziggler, as he finally broke the glass ceiling to reach the main event scene in WWE. Well, sort of. He feuded with the then champion Edge over the World Heavyweight Championship, which included an underrated gem between the pair from the Royal Rumble, and would eventually be awarded the big gold belt by Vicky Guerrero as a result of Edge using the spear, an in storyline banned move in said match. But then he was forced to defend against the Rated R superstar, dropped the belt back about after 15 minutes of...
What a setup, right?
I told you, you got Bud Light on tap?
I'm not done yet. Watch this. Whoa.
of fame and was relegated to losing to a celebrity at WrestleMania 27 a few weeks later. Unsurprisingly, Ziggler remained firmly in the mid-card following this, but with WWE still looking for something that would instill an ounce of credibility into him, Dolph emerged that summer with newly dyed poo brown hair. It was arguably the worst look of a career that included...
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Dolph Ziggler, that look is kind of diabolical. But I will say this, John Morrison, I feel like John Morrison is one of the most underrated wrestlers of the 2010s. Like, bro was super talented, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I first started watching wrestling, I thought he did like gymnastics or something. I don't know where he came from, but I'm like, bruh, this guy's hella athletic. And he was a good wrestler, but I don't know what happened to him. Why the hell do Dolph Ziggler got that on? They be making you go through humiliation rituals in wrestling, don't they? Man,
dressing as a male cheerleader as a member of the Spirit Squad.
Oh,
Hilariously,
cheerleader.
Dolph mocked the haircut during a Q&A section on X. The cut wasn't random. The fact that being told short hair would make me more credible instead of occasionally winning matches was the weird part. Number 2, The Big Show looks like a thumb. Like many others from his era, The Big Show is someone who, under no circumstances, should ever go clean-shaven, but that's exactly what he did on several occasions. The first known instance of the world's largest athlete going without his signature goatee came in 2012, as pictures emerged on social media of a beardless Big Show during a tour of Australia. Most recently, Show lost his facial hair when he resurfaced at the 2020 Clash of Champions PLE, interfering during Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre's tussle over the WWE Championship, with his goatee nowhere to be found. But perhaps the absolute worst example, however, came in 2017. Now firmly a part-timer, The Big Show was booked to lose a steel cage match to Braun Strowman on the September 4th episode of Raw, during which he entered without his goatee yet again. This time, fans tongue-in-cheek mocked the 7-footer on social media, with constant comparisons between Show and the late King Kong Bundy. To be honest, they weren't exactly far off. And number 1, Kane's curly hair. A few wrestler unmaskings have gone down as well as Kane's from the summer of 2003. Having lost a title versus mass match to the then World Heavyweight Champion Triple H on the June 23rd Raw, the Big Red Machine removed his iconic mask he had worn for nearly 6 years to reveal a disheveled, burnt face complete with shaggy curly hair. He proceeded to turn heel by choke-slamming tag team partner Rob Van Dam, but within weeks, his curls were gone as he debuted a new completely bald look. According to Kane himself during an appearance on Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions podcast, the decision to go bald was reportedly because his wife wasn't fond of his unkempt appearance, which wasn't even a forced part of his new look. As a result, he went bald and he never looked back until he...
I ain't gonna lie, bald head Kane was like the bald Kane was the greatest villain of all time. But I heard Kane was like a mayor in like Tennessee or some shit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine going to Tennessee or wherever he the mayor at and seeing Undertaker brother? I ain't gonna lie, they ain't real brothers. When I was younger, I used to think they was actually brothers. I've been lied to my whole life, basically. They've been telling me Undertaker and Kane were brothers. Kane was caught in the house fire. Their parents wound up dying and he made it out the house fire and shit like that. It was a whole bunch of baloney for the WWE storylines. But when I was younger, it sounded real. It sounded realistic. I'm like, these boys are actually related. I started like, my mind started playing tricks on me, and I was starting to think like, oh, they actually look alike too. But yeah, man, we've been lied to.
Wearing a mask again in December 2011 that had a wig attached to it. But there you have it, folks.
But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. If y'all enjoyed that reaction video, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so you can get notified when I drop another banger. And let me know what videos y'all want to see next, man. I'm out of here.